Hi, hello, hello. This is the first video I've had in a while, so I'd like to acknowledge the boost of subscribers I've got from the Mini Lad Minecraft video a while back. Um, Welcome. I mean, he's taking a long break from the internet for reasons, but I am planning on making a video going through what remains of the old server and on about the holy wars between the Holy Church of Craig and the Schmitty cult and all that went on there. All that as soon as I get unbanned. Now, what's going on here is some sped up footage of an old art cleanup I did yesterday and edited that yesterday with some royalty free music. It's not really royalty free, more or less like royalty free with a catch. And well, I'm recording my voice to explain what's going on today, unless I mess up and panic and put it off till tomorrow, but then I'm gonna have to go to find a way to bring it back to post it today. I don't think about it too hard. Now, if you want to catch me in the act of filming an art cleanup or a tour of some old Minecraft server, I have a Twitch channel I'm trying to get my act together on, but I'm not that big on a schedule right now, but more of that on another time. The idea is to film on Twitch and let everyone jump in that wants to have a little chat, answer some questions, and then take the footage, edit it, speed up some art cleanups. That's gonna look a bit funny with a webcam on, but I can't wait. Then I'll post it all to YouTube. Rough content on Twitch, refined work here. Now, no doubt you may have already looked through my channel and may have discovered one or two speed paints and an old sketch and a bunch of old animations from high school. And to that, I am deeply embarrassed you had to see that. And I'm not gonna take him down to show how the channel has grown. Alright, so the speed paint cleanup that I'm working on here is from a comic that I'm working on. As you might see if you look closely to the other panels, that each panel has its own time era. The panel right above the one that I'm working on contains an Egyptian Sphinx and a Roman structure. And at the very top is supposed to be a caveman standing on top of the hill, or a bunch of rocks. The idea is that in each panel, all the characters are the same person, because I'm working on an immortal character that retains his memories through each lifetime that he lives through. And even though he's immortal, he can die and does die, but it doesn't really last long. And he has a perfect memory through all of his lifetimes and can remember down to the smallest detail. Now, this might not make for a good character if he was the main character, but for the overall story, he's the main plot device. But back to mainly what's going going on in the art cleanup here. Right now I'm coloring the skin, and that can be a little tricky when it comes to finding the right tone, especially when you're working on an image that takes place at night. So skin tones are tricky enough, but then you have to account for the lighting, and I'm gonna get into the darker shade for shadows and such. And that was a concept I used to have a lot of trouble with. And it's not perfect here, but I like to think that I got it down to a certain extent. Probably when it comes to this character, the only similarities I'm going to have throughout his lifetimes is the eyes are going to be that very round and slightly dead-eyed blue. But other than that, I'm thinking I'm gonna come up with a bunch of different designs for this character depending on what era he's living in. And this comic isn't gonna take place in the Victorian era. Well, some portions are going to be. For this specific comic, it's going to spend a short time in the Victorian era. I had to do a bit of studying of history when it came to writing this comic, because in the very beginning here, I've got multiple immortals that are speaking through eras, and they randomly bump into each other, and like they might bump into each other in this Victorian era, but then there's going to be a point when they bump into each other. Well, it's going to be like a prequel sort of thing, where they previously bumped into each other in the Elizabethan era. So way back when Shakespeare was alive. And here with the Victorian era, I did some research. I searched when Big Ben was built, obviously, and I have that in the background along with Parliament building. And I probably should have done a bit more research to figure out exactly when stuff was built, but I went off some images that I saw. I went off when Big Ben was built, Victorian era. I said, okay, I'm not going to say like what year specifically this is going to take place in. And when like I go back to the Elizabethan era, like I don't really know anything about the Elizabethan era besides I researched Elizabethan text fonts, and I know Shakespeare was alive, and of course Shakespeare built the Globe Theater, so I was gonna have it take place around there. And I've already posted like an image of another immortal that I've named Sane, that his name is written in Elizabethan font, and the first image of him is standing in front of the the Globe Theater during the Elizabethan era. And I thought doing stuff like that was kind of cool, but I don't know, some other people might think of it as a hack trope or something. I don't know, I'm just doing what I think is fun for now.